Alright, hello and welcome back to Stationeers. So this is not the actual tutorial. I'm gonna talk about the tutorial and then the idea about it and explain how it would work. Like if you're looking for the instruction, it should be down in the timeline and the actual tutorials will be in the playlist. Now we have the tutorials on the game already, right? But it's just the text and then you need to follow the instructions there. Like not great, it's not terrible either, but something. Let me lower the audio of the game a little bit. Okay, so the idea here, and then we have the tutorials from Mr. Bigfoot here, which is pretty nice. So the idea here is a combination of two videos, and that I want to put together like two different topics, right? And it would be nice in the tutorial, but of course need to see if it's actually worth it, right? So we're gonna put together like 2 or 3 after this one and see the feedback, right? So if you like it, please leave some comments here and also in the Discord channel, on the tutorial section, and on the suggestion, giving the feedback, right? That will be very important. So in the current game, right, if you want to make your tutorial, right, that's relatively simple. We have the guidelines here that Mr. Bigfoot had to help us, and then the objectives itself is just XML, right? So XML is very simple, anyone can write this. It doesn't require any modding skill like dealing with code or this kind of stuff. And that's the point, right? To be very, very simple, easy, and accessible to everyone, so the community can build the thing. And the idea has to, instead of just a static text like we have here, we actually have like some audio cues, right? So in the objective trigger here, when we actually complete something, optionally we would have like a audio entry, something like, let me just make a valid XML here, something like this, right? And then in the value we would have like, I don't know, like my mod name will be my tutorial mod name, whatever, right? Sound, and then some sound.mp3 or a wave or a OGG, whatever you like, whatever audio is easy to be playing in the game. And of course it's not a proprietary audio thing that you need a paid software to do, so it needs to be accessible to everyone, right? And the idea is that you could make this dynamic audio, so make the tutorial more interesting, like with some sort of narration, right? And bring some humor into the game, right? So of course that will depends on who is doing the voicing and everything. So I don't expect Rocket itself to do this, because doing audio recording, right, so you have the language translation, they're a very small team, so there's a lot of audio to do, so I don't expect them to do it, but just exploring the possibility of having this there, right? So it's there. If the community wants to make it, you can make it. That's the whole point. So since we don't have that yet, I'm doing a simulation, right? And so let me give an example of a funny thing from Portal, right? So that's one of the ideas. Let me turn off the audio here on the game real fast. So this is when you play Portal 2, like you have this section here, which is quite nice to listen while you're playing the game. Like it's quite funny and it's interesting. Let's see.
There's 1,000 tests performed every day here in our enrichment spheres. I can't personally oversee every one of them, so these pre-recorded messages will cover any questions you might have and respond to any incidents that may occur in the course of your science adventure. Your test assignment will vary depending on the manner in which you have bent the world to your will.
Okay, of course that will depend on who is doing the recording, right? So myself, I definitely don't have the voice skill to do something funny and then with this particular voice that this actor have, but the idea is there, right? And I'm sure someone in the community will have a better voice skill. But it is to be able to trigger sounds from the objectives, right? So you can do something dynamic. The problem with a video over, which is what I'm going to do, is that the video is static, right? And then there's a lot of syncing that's going to be required. So you say something in the video and then you expect the player to be doing something, but if they are too fast or too slow, they will get out of sync, right? So if it was dynamic through the XML here, as you go into making the objectives, then that will be much better. But for now, let's see the feedback, right? So maybe people don't like it and that's not worth it, right? So they won't invest in something that it's not worth it, or maybe people like it, right? So that's the idea. Give your comments and feedback, right? So how is it gonna work? The video itself, so let me load one tutorial here. Let me put the audio back. So this is one that I start to make. The idea will be like you load the tutorial, wait for the load screen, there's nothing you can do here. And once it's load, you just pause the game with ask, right? So game is loaded, and then you pause the game, right? And then you actually go to the video, right? So here is where the other video I'm gonna show you the sample where I take this from the StarCraft build order guides that were like voiceover. So you are not meant to watch the video, you are meant to listen to the video while you are playing, and you're gonna just following the steps, right? If you get lost, of course you can pause and then go watch the video to see what exactly does that means. Unfortunately, since like all those videos were taken down and then become like paid material, so I can't really show one, but it's very easy to simulate, right? So it will be like a very simple countdown that I will announce before the tutorial start, and then the tutorial would start after, right? So it would be very similar to this. So you start the tutorial, you pause it for now, of course, right? You play the countdown and then go back to the game.
3, 2, 1, 0.
And then a narration would start like, hello, welcome to the tutorial, and then you're gonna start to explain like what you need to do and this kind of stuff, right? So this one in particular is teaching you how to move, interact with everything at once. So at the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to move, interact with your inventory, switch stuff, switch hands, move things in shelves, and add battery to the tool and use the tool, like this kind of stuff. But will be voice guided, right? And trying to have some humor on it. I can't guarantee the humor part, but we're gonna try it. So that's it, right? That's the idea. I'm gonna put together 2 or 3. I already have this one made it. Again, very much thanks to Mr. Bigfoot for putting this document here, because that's very helpful, right? I'm not using the objectives right now because it's all voiced, so the objectives doesn't really help much. But yeah, that's the idea, right? And if in the future we get this ability, right? So you start the game and then you have the initial audio that play, give you the instructions, and then as you go into complete the objectives, you're gonna get more audio. So we won't be bound to a video that has a particular time, right? But for now, let's see how this goes. So that's it. That's the idea. Remember to leave the feedback, what you think about it, and maybe try like 1 or 2 once they got released. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.